Hello everyone. I came to Dodge City to pick up a vacuum and a couple of other deals that I need for my uh, vehicle. So it's just pretty much to waste money for taxes. So I decided to come and take a little video here since they have it all cleaned up nice now. The county decided to come and burn all this waste grass over here, so it's just nice to keep everything cleaned up. It will come up nice and green. So this is just what they did with the fire just a few weeks ago. But I'm on the very what do you call it, the end of the little trail that they have. And over here they have made out of concrete a little compass thing deal. You can't see the signage anymore. They're gonna do no signs and stuff. So once they get the highway done, they're gonna come and do this. But the reason I came here because I like history, and so for some of you that do like history, uh, some toy there. Um, you don't want to let it go forgotten over time. So I like history it's, to me, it's fascinating. It's nice to go back in time and see um, where people walked back in the 1800s, coming from Independence and all the way east, going to Santa Fe or Oregon or whatever other places they decided to go. But I guess he shows right here the worst piece of road. So as you can tell, there's this rut over here from the wagons, and there's this other one. So at one time, that's what they used. What it will be now in 2026 timing, couple of cargo vans or conversion vans or pickup trucks and RV trailers. So that's what it'd be considered now in modern times to go travel. So whatever this little bridge is over here, not the concrete, but this pieces of gray composite sidewalk, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That's exactly where the actual ruts of the wagons were. As you can see, there's a dip over here. It goes across there. There's a dip over there somewhere. You can't really tell right now. And there's another one right above where I'm standing. As you can see, the low grass right there, the low ground. Same thing over here. And they went straight on that way until that place. So that's where it is. So there's one. They used to travel back then in a wide range, so you have like 5 or 6 wagon ruts, so they won't be like too long of a train at that time. So they did widen things up, and it's amazing once you study the history of this stuff. To me, it's fascinating because I'm living in a state that a lot of things happen, besides including the Santa Fe Trail. You have the revolution, or not the revolution, but the Civil War, the starting of the Civil War, the Um, Other things that happened on, and I can't remember right now. I was just thinking about that, actually watching those documentaries not long ago that happened in Atchison, Topeka, and all those places, Lawrence. Here's another place that I'm standing on. There's another rat trail, and it goes right along that side over there. So I wish I had a drone. I don't have a drone, but it's fascinating. I've been coming through here, and years ago, 20, 30 years ago, I passed through here, and you could see these trails more visible back then. So here goes one, and this is the last of the trail over here that goes right around there. So there's a hill over there, but can you imagine just traveling the most of the time every day, at least between 9 and 15 miles a day? Then you have to, I mean, the paces were like walking, so it wasn't like riding horses and things like that. So some people have like 2-3 wagons, some of them have 5 wagons full of stuff. So, and the wheels, they were made out of wood and steel, so it wasn't like this rubber air tires that now we have in our day, that you can go four-wheeling and stuff and, you know, enjoy your ride. Back then they didn't enjoy any ride. It was hot. Here's another trail. You can see the deep ground deal there. So, and now I'm cold because I didn't bring my jacket. So I think hopefully they get this deal fixed up. The highway's been done for quite some time now, so I don't know when they're gonna be putting the signs up. But the reason I stopped here was because I thought that they already had the signs up. Last year they were working on the highway. They had from a 2-lane to a 4-lane. So these are some of the markers of the campsite. So that's what that looks like. That stone there, I don't know why they, at least they, it'd be nice if they had tilted it the other way, but they didn't do it. I'm not gonna attempt to do that because that's pretty heavy. So that's how it was. You wanted to travel from the east to the west, there was only one way, the Santa Fe Trail. That was before the train happened, the railroad, which was called at that time. So this is just a little part of history that hasn't been erased from this place. And I've been to other places working in silage and stuff like that, and I've been to a couple of other deals that have preserved a little bit of sites and things, and it's amazing because I mean that was back then, and from 18 I can't remember the date that they started, 1820 something or 1850 something to 1880 something. I can't exactly pinpoint the date, but one thing I will tell you, you cannot ever forget history. And there's a lot of people that came from the east, a lot of families, like the Donner Party, and I still got to go visit. One of these days I'd like to go visit their story and stuff, their sites and things. But a lot of people didn't make it. Just like when it was back then, that's how it is today. People want to make their living better, their lifestyle better, go find a better lifestyle someplace else. And a lot of times there's a lot of problems that happen on the way, like running out of water or getting bitten by snakes or heat strokes. And at that time, unless you travel with a medic, you was not to make it pretty well. So I need to come over here sometime and see when they put the signs up. I'd like to see the signage once they have it all up. But that's what it looks like. You cannot think that right now it looks like just an empty field, but back then there was a bunch of wagon trails or wagon trains coming in from the east, from Leavenworth and Kansas City and Independence, Missouri, that took off. A lot of them folks came from the east, like the East Coast, and they traveled to Independence and all that, and decided to move westward. That's why you have all these California folks, especially from the east and things. And their last names, I mean, you trace back people around California and New Mexico and all them places, and you will know that they're German descendants or Irish or other people from Europe. So to me, it's just an amazing sight that this place still has preserved part of it, the history. And actually some of the trail goes along the highway, and a lot of this deal here back in the late 90s, I believe, or mid 90s, the river goes like right along there, so it used to have water. So the trail that they follow, they follow it because there was water along it. So you have the Great Bend, you have Hayes, you have Larned, Fort Larned, and other places, that Pawnee Rock, other places that also have a lot of history in this. And this is just one of the trails. There's along Highway 50, there's a bunch of other sites. I'd like to go to Fort Benton in Colorado. Last time we was gonna go, but it was already too late, and we was driving at nighttime, so we didn't have time to stop by. But I'd like to make a trip later on after the kids get out of school to that place. And they have an amazing story, especially with this black lady that I mean, she really went on with it, because she dressed up like a male soldier, and nobody knew about it until later on. She was found out about it, and she was I think she was fired or something. I can't remember, but I know that she did not get the pension from the government for the being on the army, which was a sad thing, because she did history. She did a lot of amazing history. So to me, that's a shame. She fought on the war and stuff like that. So back then they had problems, just like they have problems right now too. So a lot of racial stuff, but that's what happened back then. So this is all cleaned up now. So I'm driving. I'll come back another day. I was gonna make a video in Spanish, but the weather is cold. Right now it's 40 degrees, and yesterday was like super windy, and tomorrow it's gonna be on the upper 80s. So we have some crazy weather here in Kansas, but Kansas has a lot of history, a lot of interesting stuff. I know south of Ulysses, like 16 miles south of Ulysses or so, there's another trail, which now, I mean, they just have markers all over the place, but it's posted on the side of the road, some dirt road somewhere. Can't remember the name of the road, but south of it, I was doing silage and I decided to stop by, and it's called Wagon Bed Massacre. To whatever, these guys, they came in and took a break and got some water, and they got raided by Indians, so they died. They didn't make it. So it's just like if it was like right now, you go to some places and you don't make it because either you get beat up by gangs or whatever, and they make you disappear, so you don't make it to your destination. So they have their belongings, they have their cattle, which they have at that time. They did a lot of wagon pulls with oxen, cows and stuff. So they had their dogs. They have a lot of people. They have all their belongings from their houses that they didn't want to let go of anything. So when they travel heavy. And like I said, it was just a small pace, like 50 miles. You know, it's not that far away on car. You can make it in less than 10 minutes. But it will take a whole day to travel 15 miles on a nice day. Then you have your tornadoes, you have your wind, you have your Indian raids, you have rain, you have bad weather, you have the river to cross, which is right along here, right here. So that's all, consider that timing that they did. It will take 6 months or so to make it from Kansas City to Santa Fe, New Mexico. So 6 months, you can go from Alaska down to the tip of Chile, driving around in a bike or motorcycle. So things have changed. So and that's all I wanted to show you. I mean, there was some daylight left over, so I went like, let's stop by and let's check it out. And then I was thinking that they had some signs already up, because the old signs already are faded, so you can't see nothing. So, but that's how it was. So I do love Kansas. I like the state. I mean, I've gone to other places and I just don't feel like that's where I belong. I mean, I feel like God called me to be here in the state in Kansas. So it has amazing history. You have the buildings that are still standing. Some of them are old buildings from the 1800s, and you have old homesteads. Some museums, they still have like wagons from back then. You have some other stuff, replacements like replicas and things like that. But a lot of places, like there's a little town north of us, about 30 miles north of us, that has arrowheads, that was actually an actual Indian village back then. So they made it into a state park, and also was made out of immigrants back then. So it was a homestead. So we're coming into Cimarron here in a little bit. So here's the river. I remember coming here or driving by over here, and there was water on the river. You could not go across without going around. Now you can go across and it's all nothing but sand. So it's been cut off for a few years from Colorado. So I'm going to cut it out on this one. So maybe next time I might make another one in Spanish so some folks understand what this is about. But those of you that like history, I mean, I do try following Chris Kirkman. He has a lot of amazing stuff. That guy has amazing stuff. He needs to write a book on things because he goes to these places and gets the history and all that stuff. He finds out things that I haven't even thought of doing, and people that live close by in some of those places don't even know the history of their own places. So he comes up with some interesting stuff, and I love what he does. And stuff like that one day is gonna be erased out of history, so nobody's gonna understand what happened or how we got here. So other than that, I think that's about it. There's a couple of other sites, but by the time that we get there, it'll be dark, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I'll come back another day when it's nice and warm, and I'm not freezing my tail off. I'll come and do another video in Spanish and stuff like that. So we'll see you until the next one. Thank you. Bye.